Too calm. Let's hope the adrenaline starts to go on. They produce fantastic dishes, but we need a bit of oomph in there to get there.
This year's challenge to create food to share is putting all the chefs under pressure. Andrew and Tim are chasing Steph's lead, but they're both cooking very similar dishes. Andrew is facing an uphill battle to get the many elements of his ambitious platter ready on time. And Tim has gone for broke by making his stuffed suckling pig the centre of attention. It has to be perfect, but when he takes it out of the oven, he can see immediately that there's a problem.
A little bit concerned that its back's split a little bit, but...
Yeah? You think when you take the string off, it'll fall in bits, or...?
No, I don't think so. It's just come from there. Sometimes if the skin's a little bit thin and the heat there, it just splits it a little bit. I've just got to deliver on flavour. So, hard.
Although Tim is desperately trying to put on a brave face, Nigel is concerned.
He might have just cut too deep when he was boning out his pig, and it split. And also he might have put a little bit too much stuffing in, and that can happen. He's a big ass now to make this dish a winner.
Meanwhile, Steph is aware that her lead could be snatched away at any moment, so she's keeping a close eye on Andrew.
Are you hard boiling the egg or are you soft boiling?
Soft boiling, and then we're going to deep fry them obviously for the crust, for the ink, so it's going to cook on again. So nice. Within the timing again.
That is a tough thing to do.
Andrew still needs to finish his black pudding Scotch eggs, prepare his cider fondant potatoes, and cook his stuffed pork loin.
Hopefully Nigel hasn't got any concerns about my dish. There's quite a lot of work to be done, but so far we're on schedule.
Says he's in control. You know, my worry always is when you've got so many elements, are you going to produce all those elements to their highest standard? Because ultimately, one bad garnish can ruin the whole thing.
Luckily for Andrew, Tim is first to the pass today. His suckling pig has split down the back, damaging its presentation, and he knows it. He's desperate to get a good score from Nigel to keep his ambitions alive. His baby garden patch vegetables sautéed in butter and herbs are carefully placed in individual pots. Then he ladles his pork roasting juices into small jugs. Will Nigel think Tim has added the finesse to this course that he's looking for, or will the split pigskin see him marked down?
Tim? Whole roast baby suckling pig, garden patch veg, served with its own juice.
How are you feeling?
A little bit disappointed in the split there.
That's not going to affect, you don't think, the execution of the actual dish?
Obviously I think it might have done. We may have gone a little bit too thin on its back there, so I'm a little bit disappointed with myself. Happy with the rest.
OK, this could be the tricky bit.
It's a little bit of theatre as well, I suppose.
Yeah.
Nigel, so being in the position where I am at the moment, it's tough.
Let's hope it's not tough.
Exactly.
Well, we don't want that, yeah.
Shall we go and try?
Absolutely.
Come on then. Eating is always the acid test, isn't it? Are you pleased with the eat?
I'm not blaming the oven, but it's the first time I've used that oven.
You feel it's slightly overcooked?
Yeah.
Tastes a bit dry to me. The stuffing's lovely.
It is. The stuffing is sensational.
Well, tell me about your stuffing in there.
Yeah, stuffing that I've got in there is an apple calvados and orange stuffing in there.
The orange is strong, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But again, it gives you that sense of summertime as well.
Give it me like that, and I'd happily eat that.
That's lovely, asparagus and bits.
I don't know about that. The People's Banquet, I don't know.
Has your main course got enough wow factor? Because this is the big one. This is the main course.
Without a shadow of a doubt, Nigel, how often do you see a whole roast pig being brought to your table? Do you know what I mean? It's going to get people talking about that straight away. So yeah, I am excited. I think people will be excited as well.
The pig is the thing, isn't it, you know?
It is.
That's what he was sort of relying on.
He's hanging his heart on this one, isn't he? And it is a shame.
I don't think I've done myself justice today at all with the main course. Nigel, he's already given Andrew a 4. I think I could be coming out with a 4 as well.
But Tim will have to wait for his score, as Steph will be the next chef to serve her dish. She removes the lamb from the heat, trims the salt crust to form a lid, then places it all on a bed of hay. The vegetables are seared, then steamed in their own heat. And finally, her rich wine gravy thickened and seasoned and strained. Will Steph's dish excite Nigel's palate sufficiently to keep her in the lead?
Wow. Right, Stephanie, what have we got?
Twice baked Nidderdale lamb in a salt hay crust, blooming white potatoes, gravy and some spring vegetables.
Shall we have a look?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Would you like to just...
Certainly keeps its heat in there.
It's shared food. It needs to keep hot.
You're quiet, lads.
Yeah.
Pressure's building, Nigel. The pressure's building.
Come on, let's go and try one.
Okay.
Flavours, Stephanie?
Subtle but effective.
It's certainly not a prime cut, is it?
No. For a celebratory meal. I'll tell you what, it tastes good though.
From a wow factor presentation-wise,
Yeah, I like the old lift the lid off. It's groovy.
I was a little bit disappointed as well when Nigel took that off there.
Quite pale, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't jump out at me at all.
Glazed.
Any vegetables? You've scorched them instead of just boiling them or braising
Yeah,
them?
my thought there was want to do something a bit more inventive.
So the fact that it's actually baked in the hay, do you think that makes much difference to the flavour?
I don't think so. I think the lamb's quite powerful anyway.
So you get in the hair, but it's very delicate.
Yeah, I can't get it any stronger unless I put herbs in, and that's
you
not
don't
really. I don't think that's the point, is it?
So is this dish special enough then, Andrew?
I think it'll appeal to a lot of people, but I'm not sure if it's that sort of celebratory sort of food. Is it just a reward for all those people that have helped us out in the past, you know, in the community? I don't know.
I think it's a strong dish. For a table sharing dish, I think it fits that brief. Looking at the other guys, what they're doing, it made me feel quite nervous before I served my dish. Now, quietly confident, yeah, maybe.
Plating up last will be Andrew. He blanches his asparagus, then wraps it in thinly sliced York ham. He tops his pork pies with apple chutney, then finishes each one with a sage leaf. After carving his loin, he adds everything to the platter, balancing the black pudding Scotch eggs on the side of fondants, before adding his sticky ribs and trickling scrumpy gravy over the meat.
Steady as you go.
Will this be the dish that allows Andrew to take the lead?
Wow. It's a feast for the eyes, Andrew.
That's the idea. That's the criteria. That's what we do.
So what have we got?
What we've got is our little suckling pig deconstructed with the black pudding Scotch eggs, little pork pies and the York ham and asparagus bundles.
Shall we have a little try?
Please do.
So how many pieces of pork are we getting?
I would think probably 2 per portion. Little black pudding Scotch egg there. And then these little pork pies topped with applesauce, posh applesauce. Don't forget.
So chef, is there enough on there for you?
I think there's plenty on there.
Well, it looks spectacular, Andrew. Shall we go and see if it eats spectacularly? How are you feeling?
Happy. Good. It's gone to plan.
Wow, absolutely stunning. He's certainly pulled it out of the bag.
Yes,
That's it.
hasn't he?
For me, the most important thing is that pork loin.
Yeah.
Is that working for you from a tenderness point of view?
I think it's somewhere near what I would like. Obviously, it's a smaller loin, so you need to be getting it out as soon as it comes out of the oven, basically, and keeping hot. Yeah, I think it is. It's there.
Depth of flavour on that, and the glaze on that is sensational.
Those sticky ribs are exactly what they are.
Yeah.
Sticky ribs, they're stunning.
Some people might like the hot spicy, some people might like the pork pie, Scotch egg.
You told me this was going to be a soft boiled egg, but it's still a lovely thing, isn't it?
There's a few components to get through, isn't there?
Yeah, you'll be full by the end of it.
Well, if he's got his crackling, how he'd like it, to be honest.
And you're happy with the presentation?
I'm happy with the presentation, yeah, I think it works well. Whoever would be serving the pork at the table, the work's all done for them. Yeah, they're coming to enjoy themselves, they don't be hacking away at the pork and being splattered with gravy and juice running all over the place.
It's arguably the best dish so far.
It's certainly a feast for the eyes, and it's certainly a feast on the plate as well. You've got the whole pig there.
It's a very strong dish. It speaks of the north, and the suckling pig being a bit of a showpiece, if you like, you know, which hopefully the guests at the People's Banquet will be able to appreciate.
Tasting's over. All three chefs must now wait nervously to see whether they will move up or down the scoreboard.
Very happy with what I produced, but then seeing Andrew's go up there shot mine out of the water, to be quite honest. It was superb what he served there.
Having tasted the main course, I think the other two seem to have gone a bit quiet. Maybe a bit pensive about the whole thing. I'm back in the running.
It's Andrew's course. If that dish does not get a 9 or a 10, I'll be shocked.
A tough and challenging day, I think.
Yeah, very.
Tim, we're going to look at you first. I think your suckling pig, you got the crackling crispy. Your vegetables were cooked well. I felt your stuffing was a little bit overpowering, and unfortunately, the suckling pig was overcooked.
Yeah.
I think overall, it probably didn't hit the heights we were looking for. Stephanie, presentation was fab. Vegetables well cooked, your meat was interesting, and I thought that the potatoes were delicious. The one big negative that I had was your twice baked lamb. It sort of left some of the flavours in the bread instead of being in the lamb. Andrew, it really looked fantastic. The challenging thing for you was all the components you had, and could you hit the high marks with doing so many different components. So let's go to the key component, your pork, your suckling pig, and unfortunately it was a bit tough. The crackling wasn't crispy, so that left me a little bit and I thought most of the small elements were interesting, but things like the sticky ribs were overcooked again and sort of quite dry to eat. So as for your marks, Tim, I'm going to give you 5. Stephanie, I've got a 7 for you. And Andrew, I've got a 6. So it's still very close. A lot rests on the desserts.
Thank you very much.
Andrew,
So, after an intensely fought main course, Stephanie continues to lead the scoreboard with 20 points. Andrew edges into second place with 17, while Tim has fallen to last place with 16.
I'm just amazed, delighted, absolutely over the moon.
6 out of 10, not ideal. You know, a couple more points would have been better. Obviously, a lot of effort into it. But Nigel's the judge, he's in charge, so whatever he says goes.
One dish left. Bit of a big hill to climb, but we'll get there.
The battle continues tomorrow over the desserts, and one disappointed chef will have to leave the competition.
It's mind games now, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Having seen their dishes, I aren't worried.